Hi there and welcome to my channel. You'll probably hear some background noise as the puppies are wrestling in the background. It's their early morning chaotic running around and creating havoc. Anyway, I mentioned in a previous video that I'd made 2 dozen rose dresses for my wooden doll, Hitty Madge. This is Hitty Madge here. Now she's actually wearing the 5th rose dress I made her. And here's the first dozen, and here's the second dozen. So we're going to show these, just in case people were interested. So there's the first. I will include in the description box a link to my Flickr album where she is wearing each of these dresses. Some of them have a bit more decoration than others, and some are plainer than others. I had a lot of fun making all these different dresses. Most of them ended up, I used the same pattern because I've sort of worked out a pattern that suited her best, and then just embellished that pattern as I went. So Madge is 6 inches tall, so these dresses are quite small. Okay, so they are the first dozen dresses, and then the second dozen I made her about a month later, I think it was, for these ones. She wears this one quite a bit, she quite likes that one. This one. And the green one, this one, and this one. This one I used an old handkerchief, a lace handkerchief, for the collar part. Some lace around the skirt, and there's little blue roses, delicate blue roses on there. I quite like this one on her as well. It's plain, but it's simple and looks quite elegant on her. Okay, so that's her 2 dozen 2 dozen rose dresses. And then I also made her a couple of extras. I've made this one out of some vintage fabric. Excuse me. That was a child's dress that I cut up to make her a dress, and it's got little shearing smocked bodice. And then there's this one, which I quite like on her as well. Excuse me, I think I have to get a sip of my tea. It's quite early in the morning. Okay, one of my favourite dresses on Madge is this one, and she wears this one a lot, I will confess, and she wears it with this little cardigan that was made by a dear friend of mine who lived in New Zealand, who now lives in Portugal. And it's just such delicate fine work. It's absolutely amazing. I have knitted Madge lots of cardigans as well, and perhaps I will show them at some stage, as she has a huge box of clothing I have made her, and I've made her knitted dresses and little cardigans and lots of things, some other cardigans for her. She's wanting to change out of this one into a more autumnal dress. This one actually needs ironing, or there's this one. I can't quite decide which one to put on her. Maybe I'll go with this one, as it doesn't need ironing, and see what that looks like on her. So she's got her full little lingerie set on underneath. And I think, well, I've mentioned in a previous video I hand carved this doll. She was the first one I made. And she's a little bit chunky, but she's a very firm favourite with mine, and she's been travelling all around the world with me when I used to travel. So yeah, there's this dress. Quite dark on her. Might try the other one on, and if it looks good I'll iron it for later. The weather's been just absolutely terrible recently. It's been so windy and so wet. It's not been very conducive to taking outside photos, that's for sure. Yeah, actually I think I quite like that one on her. I think she might keep that one on. I will iron it. That was the dog pulling the towel on the little table. So I'm going to iron that for her, and she'll wear that, and I'll add some photos at the end of this video. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. Just see if she's got a little shawl that she can wear if she gets a little bit cool in the evenings, as we're not using any heating because it is way too expensive now. And we will wait until we can light the fire, and we won't be doing that until much later on in the season, as it's very hard to get coal now. So we want to conserve as much coal as we can. I don't know if the green will go with that or not. No, I don't think that's going to go. I'll find her a little shawl, and then I'll add that into the photos. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed seeing just a few of Madge's huge wardrobe of clothes, and these were the rose dresses I made in 2014. I will leave a link to the album on Flickr that I've got them in the description box below, and please stay tuned to watch the photos at the end. Thanks for watching. Catch you another time. Bye. And sorry for the bumps. That's the puppies. I'll put them on the end so you can see them. Okay. So they're playing with their big brother Stanley. They have certainly grown. Simon is a lot bigger than Peter. I've got to tell them these. Pictures what they're getting up to down there. I think they're about to probably run. That looks like they're going to settle down now. Of course, now I've finished filming on the tripod, they're not bumping the tripod anymore. Typical. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.